Hey guys, and welcome back to Omnifactory. On to episode number 10 now. Off camera, didn't do much. In fact, I didn't really do much at all. Just spent a bit of time AFK. Waited for all of the polyethylene to process. So, just to kind of give you an example, I didn't put any extra sulfur in. This ran through it all. We've run through all of that. We've ended up with 40 millibuckets of ethylene left. Everything else is backstacked, running fine, so we've got tons of oxygen. The kind of slow burner on this one was the oxygen. Although we've got an advanced electrolyzer, it takes forever. And I'll be honest, I was actually using the basic one just to kind of speed it up, filtering water in there, just to take the oxygen across. But basically I put everything through. Can take that out actually. I did a little bit of if we have a look at the quest, I did the 2 for hydrogen and oxygen. Just made sense while I was doing them. But this is, bearing in mind this is from 64 sulfur. Sulfur itself, let's just pull it through. So sulfur you can get from, you get basically half a stack. Well, you don't basically get, you do get half a stack from one pristine blaze matter. Very simple to make. So we've done that, and in this chest it is a big build up because look at how much you get. Oh my gosh. All of that is from 64 sulfur, so it's fair to say that you don't need a lot of sulfur at all. And the rest of it is completely automated, it's just time based. This is automated, not automated, that's where sulfur goes. Automated, and automated. Yeah, it's absolutely unreal. If you have a look at the quests as well, so I ran through some of these. We needed essentially to get a bucket of each of what we actually made, so sulfuric acid, ethanol, and then ethylene and polyethylene. Absolutely no problem. Plastic sheets, which is just polyethylene sheets, which does open up our blank patterns. And this is kind of what I'm going to be getting into today. I do want to get some basic auto crafting up and running. Shouldn't be too hard with what we've got access to. The hardest part of this is the center here, the tier 3 circuits, which we 100% have the ability to make. They are a little bit of an annoyance, I guess. So if we have a look at them, to make them at our level, we'll be using this one with a soldering alloy. This is how we make the first tier 3 circuit. So we need electrum, capacitors, integrated circuits, which is just in the cutting sword. That's not a problem. We've got a ton of those in our AE system. So which one was it? It was these guys. So we've got 512 there. Also made an absolute ton of pulsating polymer clay. Went and mined some of more uraninite dust. Got that up and running. And off camera I've just been kind of shoving tons in here. I figured that glowstone and redstone is probably, well, more so glowstone is what we'll be using a lot of. So we're actually almost up to the top tier. We actually just got another one as well. We're up to 20% on this one, which is beautiful. Another couple of stacks and I'll be up to the max tier on that one. What am I actually on? So if we have a look at data modules, we're at, so not that far into that one. Superior, advanced. Okay. Not sure if I showed it on camera, but I did do the Guardian one. I don't think there's anything here that I'm missing. Anyway, what we're going to do is get some tier 3 circuits up and running. So if we have a look at circuit 3, very first tier 3, so we'll just bookmark that for now. In terms of what we've actually got, it's not hard. It just uses a lot of things. So that's where it kind of gets a little bit expensive. So to make one tier 3 circuit, you need to make 4. It takes 4 tier 2 circuits, which in turn take 3 tier 1 circuits. As you can see, we get 4 per on this recipe, I think, is it? I know this is the, yeah, so it's not even the 4 times. So if we have a look at circuit 1, once we get up a little bit further, we'll actually get onto these guys, the final tier 1 circuit, and you actually get 4 per. So that's where it gets a lot more automatable and a lot easier. Yeah, it gets expensive on circuits, but that's fine. We've got 25 tier 2 circuits. I made a few extra off camera. We're pretty much out of circuits altogether. 100% going to have to make some more of those, but we'll look into that in due course. What I'm actually going to do is get 3 stacks of coal, get that running through this guy. We are 100% going to need some more of that. What does it actually produce? Phenol. Yeah, we'll need some more of that. And yeah, so tier 3s, so we're going to need some resistors. Let's grab some of those. Should have got plenty still. Resistors, take a couple of stacks. In fact, it'll be in here, so integrated circuits, which is these guys, that's fine there. Capacitors, do we have any capacitors? We do. Aluminium sheets, I think, unless I transferred them across already. Yeah, they're there, and that's why I was making the electrum wire, not in the alloy smelter, to there. And that is actually all ready. So I'm going to make what I can. So we're going to make 6 of these guys for now. And yeah, so tier 3 circuits is allowing us access to the patterns, and once we get into patterns, it'll just make things like this where we can mass craft things, which is going to be the idea moving forward. A ton easier. I don't have to do math, we'll just let all of the aces. And we are running a little bit short on drive space, which is a little bit concerning. Potentially going to look into upgrading to 2 drive and potentially 4K stuff, but I also want to get a draw system set up, a proper draw system set up, that is, just further down the line. Things like this guy, and if we have a look at some of the stuff that we've got in here, so oil sands and the pulsating clay, terracotta, these kind of stuffs are all going to be wanting. I want to put them all into drawers essentially. Okay, you're running fine. Did I go into the alloy smelter? Oh dear. That's already gone through all of that. Runs super quick, this thing. For what it's used for as well, so we'll get a couple more of those. Plenty of coal. There we go. Keep running that through. To be honest, we'll only need to do a couple more batches of that. I want to mass produce a few little things here and there, but we're getting to a stage where we don't need the phenol for that tier 1 circuits much longer. Because if we have a look at the, I wonder if it'll actually open it up shortly afterwards. Yeah, sorry. If we have a look at kind of circuitry, so the final tier 1, is it this guy? It's tier 3. Tier 1. This one here. It actually uses plastic circuit boards, so it actually doesn't use the same material as it did for the third one, which I can't see. Second, first. That's one. It'll be easier. This guy. Wait, is there only 3? I thought there were 4. Never mind. The phenolic substrate, it's only used in making these tier 1 circuits. So So again, it's like, sure, we'll get it, but eventually doesn't really get used for much after that. Electrolyzed, use it in a gas turbine, so 100% not an issue that we'll be facing. Got our first one, get that for the quest. Beautiful. What are we missing? Why are you not running? How much? Oh, we need 16 electron wire. Okay. For some reason I thought it was 8. That's fine. Got plenty. There we go. Anyway, that's that quest unlocked. Does unlock SMD transistors, which is the next stage in the kind of circuit progression. So I definitely want to get this guy made, which actually needs a couple of tier 3 circuits, which is essentially when you look at the assembly lines or assemblers, the way they work is that you need to use the next tier circuitry for the majority of them. So if we have a look at, say, assemblers, HV, this one in theory should use a tier 4, and EVs after that, this one should use a tier 5. Yeah, so that's how they kind of work. You need the next stage up to actually produce the machine itself, but we're currently just needing MV. I should have got pretty much everything but these guys, which shouldn't be a problem actually when I look at that. MV, not HV, helps. So we need a few electric motors, which is fine. Let me get some copper. I need a little bit more than that, that's fine. Copper's easy to get as well if I ever need to. Can just run it through deep mob learning. That's kind of what I'm hoping a lot of the things will end up being. Very simple and such like that, so yeah, that's fine. Anyway, we've got our 6 for now. That should be enough to make a few of these, because I think I had some extras. There we go. Why didn't you stack? Oh, I made annealed copper wires. Oops. Well, I think that's not going to be a problem anyway. Copper, let me get the right one. To be honest, when I was looking at it, I was wondering why I only had half a stack. Why I only had a stack. Yeah, I should have realised. Anyway, annealed copper. It's just copper and oxygen in the blast furnace. It's used for some little bits here and there. Yeah, so that's fine. We'll look at that when it gets to it. For now, though, let's pull all of that back out. Not going to make that much a difference. You get everything back anyway, so it's absolutely fine. Get the copper running through. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, you get everything back without any issues. Anyway, assembler MV. Let me bookmark this guy. So yeah, in theory, yeah, that's all that we're short of on those. Robotic arms are a little bit annoying because you need pistons, and we'll need a couple of tier 2 circuits. We only have one left. Circuits. Okay, so it's a good thing that I started off looking at this. I completely missed the fact that you needed circuits to make these guys. Do we need it? No, that's fine. Okie dokie. So, aluminium. What have we got? Got a few gears, got some rods. Let me make some more rods, get 8 out. Into the lathe. Why do I keep putting it in the wire, in the alloy smelter for wires? Oh dear. Anyhow, what do we need to make these guys? That's fine. Phenolic substrates, capacitors. We are running a little bit short on capacitors, I know that. Copper, wires, phenolic substrates, and that should be everything, I think. That's, and that. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I'm just going to let it run through. I don't see any harm in that. In fact, what do we need for these guys? Yeah, that's fine. I'll let it run through for now. Let me grab these out. So, there we go. 2 times. How many motors are we going to need? So we need 2, 4, 6, 8 total there. 10 motors, so that's fine. We need a little bit of extra wires. Still a little bit extra. There we go, so we've got enough of that. We need aluminium rods, which I already know that I'm not going to have made enough of. Let me get some aluminium. I'm honestly just going to run a stack through here. Aluminium is so easy to get. No issues there doing that. Okie dokie. So, how many steel rods do I have? Steel, we've got plenty. So, I think if I go like this, chuck that in there, chuck that in there, how many are we going to be able to make? Can we make... No. Missing normal copper wires. Of course we are. Make a good few of these. That seems about right. Sure, why not? And we're missing 1 aluminium wire. Aluminium rod. Here we go. Perfect. So that's all of the LV motors that we need. Let's start off by making these guys. So 1, 2. That should just leave the arms. It does. Beautiful. Now, for these guys, we've got that guy. Oh, well, we haven't. We've got all the stuff to make that guy. It's just these. So, 2 more motors. Did I take that into account? I hope I did. 2. Robotic arm. 1. I did. Beautiful. Let me chuck these guys in here then. So, I need to make, I'm just going to make 1 for now. 1, 2, 3. It was that. It was that. And I think it was resistors. No, capacitors. No, it's transistors. That's the one. There's 3 of them. I'll get down to it in the end. Yeah, that's fine. Still got a couple of buckets of soldering alloy. That's okay. Pull you out. So yeah, as you can see, I've not lost out on the annealed copper. I'll just get that smelting back through. Here we go. Robot arm, and that should be everything. Perfect. MV assembly machine. Wonderful. Now, what has this thing kind of unlocked? I know a lot of this kind of stuff was already unlocked. That was done using, well, we did the octadic capacitor, so yeah, I made an octadic. It's literally just the normal recipes up until this point, so absolutely no issues on that one. Anyhow, for now, I'm just going to kind of clear the inventory, kind of store everything in here. This is my problem when I get into A2. That's the reason that this happens. I just throw everything in. Yeah. It's just so good. It's just annoying when it gets a really expensive in packs. Anyhow, let's see what's happening then. So I guess it wants to take us down this line. Sure, we'll come to that eventually, but for now I want to get into some A2 auto grafting, that's for sure. So that's something that I might run into off camera. It's really simple to make. So gallium plates for the SMD transistors, polyethylene, which we've got tons of, fine annealed copper wire, which probably could have just left that as wiring then, that's not a problem. Yeah, that's fine. This one, so if we have a look at SMD, there's 4 different types. You have the resistors, transistors, capacitors and diodes. All of them are relatively simple, I say. I know that there's a little platinum vein that way. I think I've actually marked it on my map. Yeah, so we've got a platinum vein down there, so there's a little bit of platinum. I know that there's not much of it, but we'll come to that eventually. That's fine. If we have a look back on here, so resistors is just electrum wire and carbon. We've got tons of that, that's easy enough. Capacitors, there's a couple of recipes based on how far you get. So the first one that you'll get to is this one, thin polyvinyl chloride sheets, which is made in the polyvinyl chloride in the chemical reactor with vinyl chloride, and preferably if you can, because you get twice as much out, or well, not twice as much, but you get 1.5 times as much with oxygen. Vinyl chloride is just ethylene and chlorine, which this machine line back here, you do have the ability to automate ethylene in there if needed, so have a look into that. Might be something manual for now. PVC, fluid, extractor, chemical reactor. You end up going down a fairly big rabbit hole, but it's really not hard at all. So chlorine, the best way to get it, if I remember right, I've had a look, there is a way I think that you can automate chlorine using something relatively easy. So salt is really easy to get. That's, I know, I might have been thinking of sodium actually. Yeah, so salt is sodium chloride, so you get a bucket and 1 of sodium. Yeah, I was 100% thinking this one for something. Anyhow, not hard to get. I think we've actually got some salt, because if I'm correct, the one directly under our base is a salt vein. So yeah, I have no issues on that side. I'll get through to that when it comes to it. But keeping on track, let me grab, let's say, 10 of these. Circuits, we've still got 4, that's fine. Silver, sure, we'll make 3. Because the first stage, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get some patterns up and running. I'm going to make 2 recipes, which I think I've got the right amount of stuff for. I know for a fact I've made more silver than I need, but that's not a problem. Silver's easy to come by. So is this, I suppose. The hard part is the circuits. Anyhow, wait for it to come through once more. There we go. Like so. Probably just do this for the patterns. 1 and 2. That's absolutely fine for now. I'm happy with 16 patterns to start off. That takes us up here to the pattern terminal, which is 100% something that we'll want to get. Speaking of which, circuits. I'm glad that I actually did make a few extra of these, because I'm going to need some for the A2 circuitry. Silicone. Get some of this kind of running in the background. You need to make it into plates first. As well as that, now that we've actually got the MV assembler, that's kind of the end stage. So as soon as you get the MV assembler, you can make pretty much every, or as soon as you get the assembler machine for the power tier you're on, it's assumed that you can make every machine from that point going forward. So the plan is to kind of replace all of these machines off camera, as well as the CF. I'll do that off camera so that we've got a kind of a faster manual setup as well. So we'll all run that way. That's the plan, at least. Not sure how it'll work out, but as I say, that's the plan. That'll do for now. There we go, get that running. So, what do we need? Let's get some of the more basic stuff done while we're waiting on that. So, crafting units and interface terminals. So, crafting units are the assemblers, molecular assemblers, and the crafting unit, which I think we've got a lot of the stuff already for this. So, molecular assemblers, only thing that we're missing is those 3 across the middle. The rest that we've already got. This guy, a little bit of a complex recipe, but when you look at it, it's not hard at all. Just some conduits and bit of redstone here and there. That one, it does use a few extra bits here, but again, not a hard craft. It's a bit more of a fiddly craft. Why am I spelling craft? Yeah, it's it's something that I class as a fiddly craft. It's not hard, but it's harder than it should be, I guess. Or it's hard if you don't really look into it. But we'll need the wrench, I think it was. Go. In fact, did it say that I can use that in the assembly machine? Ah, you need a program circuits. There's one in there. Why not? Let's take it. That's set to 26 for the. I think I did that for. For the cabling, for the MV cabling. Yeah, that was it. So yeah, get that running through there. No issues there. Get some iron bars out of it. There we go. Wait for it to finish once more. There we go. So, because I think we're probably going to use a few of these guys. So I'll make 2 for now. And then, what do we need? So we need some more grains of infinity. Why is that the first time that I picked that up? That's 100% not the first time that I picked that up. Anyhow, there we go. Check that in there. So that's just resonating redstone, ender pearl shards. That's easy enough. I'm actually going to make a little bit of extra of those. So ender pearls. Grab 8 and some redstone. 8. Oh, and just in terms of, if you was wondering, I've got over a stack of witch matter, which in turns, yeah, we've got a ton of glowstone. Like I said, I've just been having it running as a passive thing. It's not expensive to run at all. Just gonna keep that going for now. Yeah, that one's going to here, like so. Then we need to make some compressed crafting tables. So it's 9 crafting tables. So we want 18 crafting tables. There we go. Perfect. Go and pick these guys up. Probably done what we need. One more. There we go. Make the crafting table. Not compressed crafting table, I guess. I wonder if you can actually use that and if it's actually any good. No idea. I kind of want to check before I use it. What is this used for? Is it just a normal crafting table? Fair enough. No idea why you would ever want... I know, let's make a crafting table that works exactly like a crafting table, but it costs 9 times as much. Sure, You do you, game. Okay, so yeah, that's just needing the cores now, which we'll get 2. Helps if I click the right one. We'll get 2 per. Well, I actually have already some of that. Let me get some flux. In the macerator. Probably should have made a little bit of extra because I know for a fact I need it for the other one. Flux. Ooh, we need some more flux ME glass as well. So we need some more flux dust. Check that in there. The rest can kind of run through as a passive part. Wait for the first little bit. So we need this guy. So we need another logic. So get 2 of them. I think I need. Just off the top of my head. First one. There we go. Yeah, I need it for that as well. I thought I did. Anyhow, let's see how you guys have done. You're fine. Let me get the presses. Why are you not searching? What's happened here? Let me try and go back in. Press. What on earth? There is no way that has press in it. What is happening? Is it something on here? I don't know what's happening there. I'll have to have a look into that off camera. That's really weird. I've never come across that before. Anyway, we'll sure. Okay. Weird things happen. Sure. Anyway, 2 of these guys. That's fine there. First one, and we'll get the formation core made. Then that should, barring quartz glass, which I'm not sure about, we do, 2 molecular assemblers, which, if I'm honest, 2 is going to be more than enough for what we're at, for the stage that we're at. It's again, this kind of pack itself, it's not kind of focused around the molecular assemblers. It's more focused about your machinery. So we'll be using the interfaces more than the assemblers, although there are some recipes which obviously you do need the assemblers for. So my plan is to kind of make a mini basement just for the assemblers so they're out of the way. Use the interface terminals and such just to keep a track on them. That's the plan, at least. Don't know how it'll turn out. Calculation processors, which is printer calculations, Certus quartz plates, Certus quartz dust. I'm honestly just going to make half a stack of that stuff through. Then we need some of this guy, so ME glass, which is some quartz fibers. Do I have much? No, I don't. I actually had some Certus quartz plates. I completely missed that. Absolutely, oh well, it doesn't make a difference. There we go. Quartz fibers, pure nether quartz, and another. Is this used for anything else at all? Very, very little. I'm happy to use half a stack in the wire mill. That can all run through. Grab you out. Grab you out. Grab you out. There we go. Chuck that in there. Then we want our calculation press. Calc. There we go. So there's quartz into that. Wait for those 2 to run through. Throw those guys back in. And in theory, this should be everything. In fact, I didn't even handle it. Okay, that is the only way that you make those. I thought I'd look at that in the past, but I couldn't quite remember. Crafting units, we will definitely need to be making 2 of these, that's for sure. In fact, do we? Crafting units? No, we don't. I only want to make 1 of them. I'm not going to make that mistake. We've already got the actual crafting terminal. The only thing this guy's actually going to be used for is to be making our... yeah, we don't need a co-crafting just yet. Just to make our actual crafting storage. Sorry, so that should be everything for that quest, right? It is. Let's quickly break this guy. Grab you, pop you back on. Oh, I did that. I've done that several times and I don't know why I keep doing it. Anyway, sort by number of items. Gee, I think it's beautiful. There we go. So that's taken us through that. Interfaces is probably going to be another big one that we'll need to have a look at. So interfaces, it is fairly simple. You do need to make some more formation cores, annihilation cores, uses an MV machine hull and a robot arm. So all relatively simple, not hard to make. So let's see if we can actually, how far away? So interface. What have we actually got? Everything but the 3 little bits here. Which, okay, let me grab 2 more. I'm going to make 2 interfaces. That's the plan. There we go. Run that through there. What kind of? I think I need 1 more. Yeah, I'm going to need 1 more Fluix dust. Fluix. Can you actually macerate this guy? No. Okay, that's good to know. Don't want to be wasting all of my Fluix dust. Essentially, where possible, you want to make the pure stuff. It doubles your resource it doubles your resources. You essentially get 2 for 1 of the stuff. So yeah, it makes sense where possible. Use that. Anyway, we're making the cores, which should be fine. Just need the actual processors. And we needed a robot arm, so I'm going to need to make 2 of those. Oh dear. Circuits, what have we got? Not many. How many have we got up here? Not enough. Okay, fair enough. Realistically, that's all that I can do for now. Sure, we'll make 1 and I'll make some stuff off camera. That's going to work absolutely fine. Tier 2 circuits is this one. Transistors, copper wire and resistors. Transistors, resistors, copper wire. Just let me grab 1 of you guys. Bam and bam. Pull that guy out. Yeah, completely overlooked again the fact that you need. For some reason, when I see the robot arms, I don't see the fact that you need to use a circuit to make them. No idea why. Anyway, let me just take these guys off for now. What was I making? Oh yeah, interfaces. So I guess when you look at it like that, interfaces themselves are relatively expensive. I'm going to need to make at least 1 more of these actually. There we go. Grab you. And don't know which one I made. Interface. Let me bookmark you, because you're going to be very important. Which one am I missing? Left one. There we go. That's fine now. So now it should just be the robot arm, which it is. What are we missing from this guy? What are we missing? Oh, motors, and that's fine, which I'm guessing we're just missing the copper wire, copper. There we go. What do we need? 12. Oh, we're actually short on that as well. Do you know what? Let's... didn't mean to do that. Did not mean to do that. Where's it all gone? Copper wire. Turn it all into the cables. Sure, why not? Can't see the harm in that, can you? There we go. Piston. And I think that's everything, right? Did I only make... what? No, I made 2, didn't I? I'm confused. Did I just get ripped off? Motor. What did I make? Electric motor? Yeah. Why are you not... Yeah, no idea what happened there. Anyway. Let's get ourselves an interface. That's perfect. Okie dokie. So, we've got our interface. Took a little bit of trouble for whatever reason that was, but that's fine. Interface terminal, are you going to use... You are going to need an interface for you. Ooh. That's not a problem. Pattern terminal is 100% one that we'll be wanting to make. Can we make that now? Diamond... in the compressor. Just conscious on the fact that I don't have a lot of circuitry to hand. What have we got? It is... I always forget what the last one's called. Is it engineering? It is. Engineering. We want you guys with you. And that one. Hoping this is the right one. Didn't take a full look. I'm just hoping that's the right one. Pattern terminal. It is. Thank you. I really need to start looking at what I actually need. Flux. We can use the pure stuff. 1, 2, 3. In here. There we go. That should be our illuminated panel. Pattern terminal. Beautiful. That should have everything. Perfect. Let me grab some flux cable. That's going to go like that for now. Eventually the plan is to kind of have I guess ME drives across the bottom, ME drives across the top, but the top ones are gonna... We'll be getting into it shortly, but one of the big things that I see coming up into this pack is fluid management. There's a lot of auto crafting done with fluids in this pack. As you've already seen, we've already got into a little bit of that. We need to be getting lots of different chemical reactors with lots of different fluids, so fluids... yeah, I 100% see it being a really big thing in this pack, that's for sure. Yeah, so that's where I'll be heading on that side. But yeah, we've got our pattern terminals in. Let me grab all the patterns that we made. Like so, chuck that in there. For now, I'm actually just going to make some processing patterns. So, I guess one of the things that I do want to get set up is things like this. So, I'm going to actually set up the circuits really early on, just because they are kind of the fiddly parts when it comes to your crafts. I definitely see this as a good kind of focus. Have I should have got an interface, right? It's in my inventory. So what I tend to do is get a crate. Crates are always really good for this, just because of the storage that you get. So I'm going to pop the crate here, interface up here. So the way this works is you simply just put your patterns in there. You can use this guy, so if we search up circuits, you can see you can craft in there, but what I tend to do is actually just change this guy to craftables. It's just a personal preference, and then we can just go, hey, I want you to make me 10 tier 3 circuits. That's absolutely fine. That's the stuff that you need to make. Okay, I'll go away, manually craft that. That's the kind of idea behind that. I can mass process things without having to do a ton of preparation. I can see the stuff that I need and I can focus on that. So, with that being said, how hard would it be to get, say, a stack 70 of these guys? Not hard at all. Just a little bit of extra copper, a few capacitors, a few resistors, phenolic substrate, which we're making as well. No problem there. I'll get a few bits done off camera. Off camera, I'll more than likely have already changed these guys across to the MV versions, sped everything up. That's one of the reasons that I have had the witch in here, because yeah, I wanted to get the basically as much glowstone as I possibly could. The easiest way to do that is this here, so just to kind of show you what I've got, I'll just use the 39 that I've got, so put that in there and you just get a ton of glowstone. So what are we actually going to get from this? It's going to be just shy of 10 stacks of glowstone, if I've done my maths right. It should be 9 3/4 stacks. Yeah, that's the idea on that side. We've got into kind of interfaces, patterns, ME, auto crafting. One of the things that we will be getting into shortly is potentially, well, I say shortly, there's a lot of things that I've got in my head that I want to get into. It's about managing that, I guess. One of the real key things that I want to do is automate this. So the plan of action, I think I've already said it on camera as well. The plan of action is to try and get a ton of these guys set up, all on their own separate systems with some storage buses, and then we'll have again a ton of loot fabricators set up, which will have their own kind of interfaces, and all it'll actually do then is transfer the pristine matter which would be stored in this into whichever loot fabricator is needed. I'm sure it will make a lot more sense when it's actually up and running. But other than that, I need to get on with 100% getting more circuits. Did not realise how short on those I was circuitry wise, so we've got a couple of tier 3s left. Is there anything that I'm probably going to get into off camera or not? So let's have a look at what's needed. So to start off, we're going to claim everything. That's for sure. We've got a few quest rewards, a few more Omni pennies here and there. What are we actually up to at the moment? So just over 1,500. Not bad at all. What was it? Drill core. How many do we need for this guy? Not that one. It is this here. It uses 500 per. I am actually going to use 1,000. Let me grab a ton of these. Should have got enough. Honors. Because I'm going to make 2 drill cores. I have done tons of searching and no luck at all. I haven't been able to actually find any more drill cores, and it's really annoying. Because my plan is to get a couple of the what am I saying? I wanted to get 2 miners so that I could actually no, I got a lot more than what I needed. Did not realise that was how many I got. Okay, that's fine. Drill core? I know, it was this way. Beautiful. So yeah, I'll make myself another miner, not only to just complete the quest, but I do feel like one of the kind of tedious parts off camera is doing the mining. And yeah, I was right, it's 9 3/4 stacks on that, so that's beautiful. I feel like if I can get a fair amount of the miners set up, so potentially 3 I'm feeling would be a nice amount, get a couple of capacitor banks set up, get some more boosters for each of them. I mean, not far off, that's my plan of action. I still need to get more omnipennies for that though. But yeah, so that I can get multiple minings up and running, get some more resources in, makes everything a little bit smoother off camera. Need to get myself a drawer for all of that, that's for sure. We're clogging up space, but yeah, pretty happy with our progress so far. Got into tier 3 circuits, got into a auto crafting, gonna get some more of that stuff done off camera, as I say. Any focuses that I'll be doing, I guess, so might go down this route off camera as well. It's not hard. The only thing that I was technically missing this episode was the MV assembler. You need to do that in an MV, not an LV, so that I'll potentially have a run into once I've got everything up. Oh yeah, I'll also be upgrading the entirety of that line, so we'll have a lot faster machines. But yeah, I'm going to call that for this episode. If you did enjoy and you are going to be staying on for the remainder of the series, do hit that subscribe button to stay tuned. And thanks for watching. Cheers and goodbye.